Yes, guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, the World King, part 27. We're at the start of season 33, and albeit we haven't actually played that much since the last update, it was the 17th of February 2055, and as you can see in the corner there, the 1st of July 2055, but we do have some breaking news, and it might disgust a few people. First thing, let's go to Matt then. Matt then is still riding high in the United States with DC United. I think it's inevitable Matt is going to play DC until the end of the season, and with the objective to win it. There's no doubt about that. Let's have a look at some of Matt's signings. He's actually still got one, but I think he did say he's got a fourth due. So his window opened the day after the last update that we did, the 18th. Diego from Arsenal. Now, I'm trying to remember Diego. It's getting quite on, but he's a great player. He's not done that great, is he? I think he'll be a little bit gutted of 692. Oliver Was. He's not done too bad. I think he'd hoped that he'd have done better. Is that the Jap? Yeah, he's a great player, Japanese. Absolute great player. Ideal if you're playing wingers. Yeah, he's really good. Kola from Telstar. 816, that's the sort of thing he needs. The Albanian defensive midfielder is absolutely great. Protasov, he looks really good, don't he? The off the ball in anticipation. 7 goals, 6 assists. Anthony Brown, it's not done too bad. I'm sure he's got someone coming. Yeah, it is actually. It's in a few days' time, and it's a freebie. So he did get knocked out of the US Open Cup. Yeah, he got thrashed against LAFC. Oh, see, I didn't realise that. He had 2 red cards. Fuck me. Oh, that is brutal, isn't it? That is absolutely brutal. So, this is Matt's new quest, really. The second time around at America. Now then, can you remember where I was? I was in Brazil and I'd had a bad season. I say was, past tense, because we have left Brazil. We were Sao Paulo. We left Sao Paulo after 4 league games. 4 games out of 4, I think it was. We won the first 4 games, including 3 cup games, and then we left. And this is going to disgust a few people as to where we left to. I'll explain where we are in a moment, but this still falls into the category second time around, because we've not been to this team. So you could argue, I've left. It's no different than Matt leaving France, but basically after the first campaign in Brazil, the chances are I could have well done it, but it is what it is. But we have left and we have gone to, drum roll, Bayern Munich. Yeah, I know you probably weren't expecting that. I haven't been Bayern Munich. And I think that this was a big shock to Matt. It was a huge shock to Matt indeed for me to go to Bayern Munich. I don't think he was not expecting it whatsoever. There's no doubt, I don't think he knew what to expect. I'm just checking something. So if you think back now then, so when the job information, I'm just looking at something, the Dortmund job was available. Now that didn't actually appeal to me because I've been Dortmund. And, they weren't really, I've been Dortmund twice, but Bayern Munich was available. It shocked Matt. And let me just see when we took over. When did we take over? We took over on the 3rd of March. And it was quite the finish because I think they were about 4 points clear at the top of the German Premier League at the time. And we stood firm and won the title. We won the title, but that's not what's more. It was what else we did. It was a Champions League, and there you see, we beat Liverpool 1-0 in the final. In terms of the side that we've inherited and the sort of money we've inherited, that's our money. We've obviously gone to the 1st of July, so we've done our... we weren't able to get any signings, of course, because of the time when we took over, but I knew what I was inheriting. The 3 players, we've only brought 3 players at the minute. Ben Baker, quite injury prone, and I went with Baker because I think he looks fucking amazing, and he does have a bit of an injury record. However, you can see that this year he's had 2 weeks, he's had like 3-4 weeks off. He didn't get injured at all throughout the whole of last year. And in terms of this year, in terms of last year, 35 games. So for me, it was a worthwhile risk. And then you can see a few seasons over here when he was at Milan, you know, he hit 40 plus games. Emerson Santos, very, very good player indeed. And you can see we paid some big bucks for him. And I looked at him for last season at Man City. 47 games, 19 goals, 8 assists, 8-1-7 the season before. With Ajax, where it was 26 goals and 11 assists. You know, it was a good buy for me, I feel. And finally, Nick Muric. Nick Muric is almost like, looks a bit like KDB. It's not KDB, but he's got some real credentials. And he arrives. And our side, we're still playing the 4-3-3, so to speak, essentially the 4-3-3. We've got a great squad to work with. What's the plan? We've just won the title. We could in theory, I've not even looked at this, we could in theory look at the job list, but we won't. You know, there's not really any need. Let's have a look at Antwerp. Antwerp's an interesting one. The second time around of the World Tour is a bit of a long-winded thing. You know, let's be honest, you know, I'm giving this a little bit of thought. Doing it the first time was the ultimate objective. We had 5 years at Dortmund, you know, maybe 5 years at Bayern Munich, maybe 5 years elsewhere. It's a tricky one, it really is. But that's where we're at then. And I think the important thing is we're at season 33. 33, let me remind you, this is the April 2024 update with the Knicks patcher 2.29. And we keep going on. We go on in what is turning to be quite the game. It really is quite the game. A quick notable couple of players that I've got here. Sebastian Lopez, you all know who that is. He got the team of the Players Player of the Year or something. Fuck knows how. I didn't buy him, of course. I didn't buy him. He was already there. Now, cast your mind back on Bayern Munich before the days of Matt. They spent 372 million over here, which was just absolutely ridiculous. And again over here, 381. 5-5-1, absolutely crazy. I mean, that's when Matt had control. Back then, I don't know. Who gives a shit? It worked now. Anyway, so that's where we're at then, guys. The new chapters, really for both of us. It's a new one for me. I say new one for me. We won the title and the Champions League. So what next? Who knows? And we will carry on. We've got our 7 free signings. I'm not going to have a team. Now, there was something that was really, really interesting, and I thought this was absolutely bizarre. A job came up not long after I took Bayern Munich, and this is a job I had taken had I waited, but I didn't know it was going to come up, and it was Marseille. Okay, now what I think we need to look at really, really quickly is the fact that Marseille... I didn't mean to do that. Marseille, they did win the title then. So that came up. Now, cast your mind back, right? How much money they spent, and their job came up, and bizarrely, what I don't understand is Matt said he went for it and he got offered it. So there you see, just around April, and Matt said they came in and they offered him it. Now I was really shocked because he wouldn't have been at he took over in December, I think, and I don't understand why he was offered it, having not done anything in America. He'd only had like a couple of games, if that. Or B, why Matt didn't take it. Why he applied for it if he weren't going to take it. You know, the emphasis of going for it was that. I mean, look at that. 751 million they spent last season. Absolutely fucking stupid, isn't it? Really stupid. Matt, of course, was in charge long before he took over at Bayern Munich, and this was when Matt was in charge. Dago is, of course, who I've got now. He brought Dago. I think he was in charge there as well. Some absolute monster players, and I think he left roughly at the end of this season. Yeah, because he didn't buy these players. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to understand that, you know. But yeah, they've won the title, as you can see, and they're in the Champions League. So all good, all good. And that's it from me, guys. Till next time, take it easy.